Hi, I'm the Space Quest historian. So, the sequel to Beneath a Steel Sky is out. It's called Beyond a Steel Sky, which means it has the same acronym as its predecessor, which is almost as bad as calling your sequel to a movie the same as what the original movie was called. I mean, come on, man. So, you may be asking, what does this have to do with Space Quest? Nothing at all. Beneath the Steel Sky is one of my favorite games of all time. In fact, I like to say it's my favorite game of all time, and Space Quest is my favorite series of all time, which makes no sense when you think about it, so just fucking roll with it. Point is, I hold the original in very high esteem. It is one of the few games I would describe as perfect, which must come as a shock, especially to its developers, Revolution Software, whom I was told back in the mid-90s when I was emailing them, like the annoying little brat I was back then, hated every second of working on it. Steel Sky was their second game ever, and it was 4 times as big as their previous game. It was wildly ambitious, and everyone was sick to death of it. So I can understand why it took them 26 years to come up with a sequel. Now, back when it was announced in March of last year, I said this:
Please don't fuck it up.
Someone noticed. Well, dear me. Guess all eyes are on me now, huh? No, I kid, actually. Back when Mr. Cecil originally dangled the carrot of a Beneath the Steel Sky sequel as a stretch goal for the Broken Sword 5 Kickstarter, I got very upset, and I wrote a blog post essentially telling him to fuck off. And since then, he has been nothing but friendly, nice, warm, courteous, and cordial to me, which makes me feel all shades of horrible. He even went as far as to write me a few times during Beyond the Steel Sky's development to ask me what I thought of some stuff, just some trivial stuff, really. And I'm not humble bragging, by the way. I'm nearly certain he just did this to be nice. Again, he is just a really very, very nice man. But I really appreciate the fact that he bothered to make this kind of effort to make me feel included. Now, I'm saying all of this because I don't want you to think that this video is a review of any sorts. There is no way I could remain objective about a game like Beyond the Steel Sky, not even if Charles Cecil himself had told me to fuck off right back. This is also not going to be a Let's Play, since I still can't really do proper Let's Plays, but I wanted to make some kind of video about Beyond the Steel Sky, so I'm going to try out this new thing. I'll show you, like, updates of where I am in the game, like progress reports of such, but edited together real quickly, so I'll be skipping over a lot of details. In fact, this introduction's already getting a bit too long, so let's just dive right into it. Okay, opening cutscene. It's still all drawn by Dave Gibbons, the guy who did that Watchmen comic that I still can't get into for some reason. Our hero, Foster, has found a new tribe in the Gap whom he's planning on ditching for reasons. But he takes one last fishing trip with some dude for reasons. And then this kid, whom we as the players have known for a solid 10 seconds, gets abducted for reasons. Well, Foster was gonna split anyway, so now at least he has a good reason to do so. Let's go find the kid! No, none of you need to come along, that's cool. I'll take on this giant spider-like mech and the fearsome captures of your kid all by myself. At least in the first game, Foster had a reason to be on his own. His whole tribe got blown the fuck up, but in this game, he's just like, nope, stand back everyone, Gap Jesus here has got it, I'll be fine, don't you worry. So fine, off we fuck, following the trails of this thing. By the way, if you have no idea what the previous game was about or how it ended, don't worry, this game doesn't care either. It gives you the briefest of recaps. Hi, I had a robot friend called Joey, then I got kidnapped, went to the city, then I saved everyone, left Joey in charge, and fucked off back to the Gap. And that is really all you need to know, so far at least. Also, I appreciate how they tried to go for the weird capitalization of seemingly random words that the original game had, but would it have killed you to be consistent with the upper lowercase-ness? You know, I'm just nitpicking. The rest of the game doesn't even bother with this at all. So, first we come across this young girl molesting a corpse. Cool. She gets upset with us for no reason whatsoever. And then, right over this hill is Union City, and dear fucking God, this game looks gorgeous. I cannot get over how pretty this looks. Well, I see everything is just as hunky-dory as when we left it. Right, this girl's still mad at us. Look, lady, it's not my fault you dropped your hand molesty thingamajig. Okay, here, I'll find the bird that took it and electrocute it for you. Happy now? There's a nice callback to the original game here, where you give this kid a sandwich that you steal from a technician in a green suit called Hopsworth. The dude in the original game was called Hoppins, and was significantly less of a prat than this guy.
It's crap, son.
But nice callback nonetheless. Now, this kid has seen the four-legged vehicle we're after. He says it went into the city, so of course we want to get into the city. As if we weren't going in there already. Jesus, I want to see what this giant monstrosity looks like in 2020. I mean, it was gorgeous in 1994, but I can't even begin to imagine how it looks now with Unreal tech behind the wheel and Dave Gibbons splooching cel-shaded golden showers everywhere. Did I mention how gorgeous this game looked? Fuck me. Okay, so this guy has a truck. It's broken down. There's no power cell. He's transporting disgusting sausages. That's not really important, but I thought I'd mention it in case you were wondering what I used for bait in this heartwarming little scene. We need his truck to get across this bridge, but the bridge is out. So Ember here, that's her name, I guess Hothead was a bit too on the nose, offers to help us hack the bridge controls. We trade her an android finger that we, for some inexplicable reason, decided to carry with us all the way across the desert. And she... Hello. Hello? I'm supposed to talk to you now. Can I talk to you? No? Okay, guess I found a bug, and none of my autosaves work. Cool. Okay, time to restart. Okay, this time it worked. Okay, now we've got a hacking thingamajig that lets us get across the bridge so we can steal this robot's power cell and shove it in the truck. Off we scoot. Okay, so first of all, I left the hacking thing on when I went in the elevator pod, so now Foster's crotch is glowing, which is cool. Second, the implant in our hand that this immigration kiosk gave us seems to be out of date, so the pod is now taking us somewhere where we can get it upgraded, and holy cripes, look at this shit. God damn. Oh, I need to cool down. Can I have a soda? Thanks. Can I have another one? Thanks. Can I have another one? Thanks. Can I have... Look, how many of these can I carry? Okay, this lady seems a little weirded out by my chip implant. Hey, do it again.
Would you mind scanning my U-chip? There, you just did it again.
You know, Ember seemed a little weirded out back when she uploaded this dead guy's credential into my chip as well. Okay, you know what? I may have skipped over something important here. Okay, see, the dead guy that Ember was hand molesting, well, it turns out that his uniform had the symbol of the guys who kidnapped little baby Whatsit here.
Milo.
All right, Milo. And the chip we got from the immigration kiosk wouldn't let us enter the city, so we had Ember upload the dead guy's credentials into our chip. No biggie, right?
Oh, thank Joey! My dear husband is back!
Ah, I was hoping to meet you, Mr. Grundy.
I don't know who you are, but right now we're both in a lot of trouble.
Okay, slight biggie. So this is the wife of the guy we're impersonating. She's not happy because there's a state-mandated shrink, whom I instantly hate, hanging around being a nuisance, and we have to look through this guy's apartment to learn everything we can about him. Because, and I kid you not, there's going to be a test on this. Prince Twat here is going to give you a test on this. So you look around his house, cool, nice coffee maker, sporting trophies, mirrors that look into infinity and beyond. Very nice. Okay, hit me, fucko.
Tell me about your workplace. I trust there are no issues.
You mean the sewers?
Interesting. Your file says land, trains, and extra-city commerce.
Nailed it. Okay, so Captain Pissant leaves, but not before reducing our social standing. Wait, didn't I see this on an episode of Black Mirror?
See you tomorrow, JJ.
And the wife tells us she's upset because she wanted to go to a gala and now her social score won't let her. So, a quiet evening staying in, is it, dear? Hello? Well, fuck you too. And that's as far as I've gotten. Okay, next time we'll do some more exploring, maybe find out what this girl's problem is, or why this droid is so happy about being topped up. Ooh, a nice bit of musical reference to the old game. Don't think I didn't recognize that tune immediately.
Let's make beautiful music together. How offensive.
We're off to a good start. I'm enjoying myself. I hope you are too. Please keep the spoilers to a minimum in the comments, and I'll see you for more Beyond the Steel Sky soon. And until then, around the Chrono Stream. Bye.